Have you experienced this? You finally reach the income you have been dreaming about, but somehow you will never go beyond it. Money comes in and somehow disappears as fast. You work harder every day, but still don't feel financially secure. You know you should raise your prices, but something stops inside of you. You know you should invest, but you hesitate. Your daily important financial decisions, even when you know exactly what you should do. You overthink, you procrastinate, you wait for the right moment. Or maybe you have noticed something even stranger. The more money you make, the more anxious you become. Success doesn't bring relief, it brings pressure, responsibility, fear of losing everything. And no matter how much you earn, you still don't feel safe. If you have ever experienced this, keep watching, because what you are about to hear may completely change the way you think about money. But what we're gonna do here is not only to learn what stops you from bigger income and anxiety towards money, but also a practical way how to escape from this reality and build your trust relationships with money, reflecting in your bank account numbers and inner peace. Most people think that they have money problem or discipline problem, or that they're simply not working hard enough. But what if none of these explanations are true? What if your financial decisions today are still being influenced by experiences that happened long before you earned your first ever dollar? Psychologists have known for decades that children don't just learn information, they learn patterns. Before you understood what money was, your brain was already learning. Is resource stable? Does it disappear? Does it create a conflict? Does it bring love or control? Attachment theory, developed by John Bowley and expanded by Mary Ainsworth, that your earliest relationship shape the way we experience safety, trust, and uncertainty. Researchers in financial socialization shows that children absorb attitudes towards money not only throughout what parents say, but throughout what they rapidly observe how caregivers earn, spend, argue, or avoid talking about money. Behavioral economics tells us something about quietly important. Most financial decisions are not purely rational, they are emotional. And neuroscience shows that emotional learning begins years before we can explain these words. Your nervous system remember experience your conscious mind might not. What it looks like in real life. Maybe money doesn't appear while maybe money only appeared during arguments. Maybe one parent's constantly worried about bills. Maybe one parent control every financial decision. Maybe you grow up hearing, we can't afford that. Money doesn't grow on the trees. Rich people always become greedy. Better spend it now. You never know what will happen tomorrow. Or maybe your family never talk about money at all and it was always stressful. Children doesn't only remember those moments, they adapt to them. And those adaptations often become automatical financial decisions and habits in adulthood. Imagine your nervous system learned that money disappears, money creates conflicts, money controls people, money makes relationship worse, money isn't safe. And now ask yourself, how would someone with those unconscious expectations behave like as an adult? They might hesitate to invest, feel guilty charging more, work endlessly but struggle to relax, create income but have problems with keeping it, avoid opportunities that require visibility, feel uncomfortable when things finally start going well. Not because they're lazy, not because they're bad with money, because somewhere deep inside, success still feels unfamiliar, and unfamiliar often feels unsafe. You stopped? why understanding is not enough. This is where many people stops. They discover their patterns and think that is enough. It isn't. Understanding a pattern doesn't automatically change it. Otherwise, everyone who reads one psychology book would completely transform their lives. Real change begins when you start recognizing these patterns in the exact moment they influence your decision. The moment you hesitate before sending a proposal, the moment you tell yourself, I am not ready yet, the moment then you delayed investing, the moment then you lower down your price or give a discounts, the moment you panic after receiving a large payment. Those small moments quietly shape your financial future. And every time you choose a different response, you begin teaching your nervous system that growth can be safe. That's how lasting changes happens, not overnight, but throughout repeated experiences that build a new pattern. That's exactly why we created the assessment. Not to diagnose you, not to promise becoming you wealthy overnight, and not to replace therapy. Its purpose is much simpler: to help you to identify invisible patterns that may influencing your financial decisions today. You will write a short story about your upbringing, your family, and your experiences with money. And our framework, based on attachment theory, emotional learning, behavioral finance, and family financially socialization, will analyze your inputs. The main thing here is to provide as much information as possible. Then you will receive personalized analysis showing the attachment patterns that may be influencing you, the money beliefs that could have formed, how those beliefs might appear in your everyday financial behavior, and practical actions you can begin applying immediately. But we don't stop here. You will also see a list of common financial behaviors to recognize yourself and go deeper into your particular case in more deep analysis in order to identify more precisely which pattern stops you from feeling relaxing and to earn with the joy. There you will see additional questions about your habits, your environment, based on the patterns you already identified. So you will receive personalized exercises, reflection prompts, and an action plan designed to help you practice new responses in a real life situations, because an awareness without action doesn't create a change, practice does. So this is not about making more money. It's about feeling safe while making more money, feeling calm instead of anxious, making decisions with confidence instead of fear, building wealth without constantly waiting for everything to fall apart. Because the goal isn't simply to learn more. The goal is to build healthier relationship with money itself. If any part of this felt uncomfortably familiar, start with the free assessment. You might discover that the thing holding you back isn't a lack of knowledge, it's a pattern. And once you can finally see the pattern, you can begin changing it, one decision at a time.